Hey everybody, what's going on today? I am back at r/entitled parents because you guys really seem to like the last one. So yeah, let's go right into this. EM gets her precious angel hurt because she didn't believe my horse is scared of people. This should be fun. So, as people seem to like my last EP at the barn story. Okay, just some stuff. So this one has a very concerned mother and an embarrassed little child. Okay. But first things first, my horse is a 9-year-old shower horse named Aramis. He is 1,085? 185? 1.85 meters tall, which actually isn't that unusual because Shire horses are known to be pretty tall. And because he's a draft horse, he is pretty muscular, therefore even heavier than your average horses. We rescued him from slaughter in 2016 and actually planned that I would teach him everything a shoeling horse needs before he can be ridden by riding students. The thing is, he had already been trained in the wrong way. He was a carriage horse in the city of Berlin, which already isn't good for a horse because it's loud and stressful. But additional to that, he also was heavily beaten with the whip from his previous owner. Man, I hate people who beat their animals. Resulting from that, he was scared of practically everything when he came to us and suffered from a PTSD. Yeah, horses get that too. So we had to spend many hours to do therapy with him, and it took weeks until he let me pet him, and even months again to gain the amount of trust in me that he would let me mount him. We didn't take long to realize he wouldn't gain enough trust into humans again to become a shoeling horse. And so he became my horse after a bit of paperwork. The story takes place in late August, early September 2018. Recent. I was and I am 16 years old, and even though I was working with Aramis for 2 years, then he still was really easily frightened and got startled from the littlest things. Plus, he was deathly scared of whips. To be alone in one stall and of strangers, especially if they were moving fast or screaming, note that. So imagine a sunny day, good weather and everything is fine, yet my friend Ben, 17 years old, pretty tall and athletic, deep voice which can sound like an authoritarian, even though he is very gentle and normally patient with a human being who, from the fact I'm a year younger and like 20 centimeters smaller than him, ignoring view is a small being who needs to be protected from everything bad in this world, who likes to give writing lessons, asked me if I could assist him in a lesson because a kid would come for her first writing lesson, so he had to give her more attention than the other children, who all had at least their sixth one. We agreed on that he would care for the new girl in the lunge, while I would practice how to direct the horses without pulling the bits too much with the others. Normally, we prepare the horses for the first riding lesson of children, put the track on, brush them, etc. When they come to their second lesson, they watch and learn how to do it, and that goes until they can do it alone. Nonetheless, there is always a teacher or an experienced rider. The kids can ask if they need help. Also, all our beginners are aged from 6 to 8 and ride small ponies because it just wouldn't make sense to put them on big horses because they might not be able to ride them properly because of their height. So Ben puts the saddle on the Shetland pony named Beethoven's back. Fun fact, Beethoven is like the best friend of Aramis, which is the cutest poop, because the pony can literally stand under the horse. I'm imagining that. Also, he put them together in one stall because Beethoven's presence calms Aramis, and sometimes they lie together in the hay. They're just so cute. It makes me want to vomit rainbows. Oh, that sounds adorable. This person needs to post a picture of that onto r/aw. While I stand a few meters away with Aramis and brush him a last time before I'm going to put him on the paddock, when the girl in question, EC, and her mother, EM, come up to Ben and ask if he's EC's writing teacher for today. He answers yes, even though everything is normal yet. I take one look at EC, and my rich spoiled brat senses are tingling, 'cause this girl who has her first riding lessons today has full equipment from head to toe. Ben explains what EC will learn today, introduces her to Beethoven, and shows her how she should approach the pony and how he likes to be pet. But she is not interested. Instead, she pretty quickly starts pouting. "But I want to ride the big horsey." The moment this sentence crawled up her throat, jumped out of her tongue, and left her mouth, I knew this would be exhausting. I was right. After a second of saying that, she looks over to me and Aramis and says, "I want to ride that horsey." My horse flinches when he hears the loud noise, and Ben and I look at each other with a why do we need to deal with this kind of look. He tries to explain to her that she can't ride my horse because, first, it is not a schooling horse, and most certainly not fitting for a beginner. Second, she's simply too small, and third and most important, he is afraid of unfamiliar people. EM, come on, just let her sit on the horse's back for a moment. Then she can ride the pony. Ben, no, we don't just put children on big horses. She can ride the bigger horses when she grows herself. Also, I just explained to you that this horse is scared of strangers. EC, pointing at me. Why is she there then? This is the moment I change from Aramis left to Aramis right. Kind of sounds like code. Aramis left to Aramis right. Why did I say it that way? Where Beethoven, Ben, and EC and with EM stand to give the feeling I am between him and those for him scary people, because I notice him getting more and nervous due to the fact EC is shouting pretty flippin' loud. Ben: he is his horse, and he trusts her. EC: then he can trust me too. Aramis looks spooked at that, and I reacted with talking the lead line. I, for him, usually just loosely tie on in my hand and whispering calming words to him, while gently petting his neck. He eventually calms down a bit, but nonetheless he is pretty restless, and I know that he could get so scared he runs away, kicks out, etc. Soon, so I decide I would just immediately bring him to the paddock where he could completely calm down between other horses he knows. Also, you're not allowed to go on the paddock if you bring or get a horse on or off, so she shouldn't be confronted with humans so much, and if he was just and if he could just run away. However, as I turn around with him and let EM and EC out of my sight, I suddenly hear Ben say, "No, you can't," but too late. EC run towards me and my horse from the back, which Aramis spooks really badly and begins kicking and buckling, which he doesn't hit anyone with his hooves, and I again can calm him down more or less. Ben at the same time is discussing with the mother that this behavior was endangering for her daughter and all people around, because a scared horse does not care if somebody is in the way if it wants to flee, while I angrily but in a moderate voice tell EC that she should stop screaming and running around the horses, and that I want her to stay away from mine. And you know what that entitled little piece of crap does? She goes away and never comes back. No. She goes to the gate of the barn where you had to go through in order to get to the paddock at this time, and stand there crossing her arms and saying, "I don't go away until I can sit on the horsey." Additional to the EM now comes and also comes from the back shouting how we should just let her daughter do what she wants. So I have an idea. What if this person should have gone to Aramis and just had Aramis run for a little bit, and like keep Aramis far away so that Aramis doesn't get spooked. It's not gonna happen like that. This was the point where Aramis couldn't handle it anymore. He got scared and tried to run away, and believe me, If a horse with a weight of over a ton decides for flight, you do not stand a chance to prevent it from doing so. I couldn't hold on to the leading rope anymore, so I just quickly took it of its halter so he wouldn't tangle up his legs in it and hurt himself. As he started running towards the barn gate, I just shout, "Move!" to Easy because I know the horse won't stop because there stands an entitled brat in his way, and I myself was hit by horses, and that crap does not only hurt but can also get you really bad injuries. However, EC seems to think otherwise, so Aramis hits her and keeps running away. This is too long of a story that should be this long. This shouldn't have to be a story. This should just be like, why are people this stupid? Please tell me that in the comments sections. EC falls to the ground, but at this moment, I honestly don't care and run after my horse. Luckily, he ran into the riding arena and did nothing bad. And nothing too bad happened. He wore running around the arena, and a rider who was riding her horse in there at the moment fell because it spooked when Aramis came running it, but she didn't hurt herself, and she is very understanding when I explained the situation to her. I need a bit to calm Aramis down again, and then immediately bring him to the paddock as fast as I can. When I get to Ben, EC, and EM again, EC is crying so loudly, I actually don't believe her. Like, seriously, this kid screamed so loud. Whole Berlin could hear her, but didn't shed any tear. EM was furious, whining about how her precious angel was hurt, blah blah blah. I stopped listening half of the way through because, seriously, that little lucky bastard EC just scratched her knee and elbow open, and it was their own fault. They then proclaimed how they'd never come back. No problem. We most certainly also didn't want them to come back. The best part is, they tried to push charges against the barn because of a scratched knee they were responsible themselves for. Well, they didn't get through with it, and and until today, they're like a living meme at the bar. Wow, that child did not deserve that. I was hoping she'd get kicked in the face. I secretly hope so too. I mean, oh yeah, she really didn't. I love that. I love that so much. Oh man, that's amazing. Oh man. 19 minutes. That's going to be it for today, everybody. That was a really good story. So, if you like this, leave a like. And thank you for everybody who saw this. I just love that comment so much. Let's let's end off looking at this beautiful comment.